Who doesn't love giant hummingbirds you can ride into battle and which impale people on their beaks? Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. Today I'm doing a book review of Demon's Ruin by Ben Galley and David Estes. This is a book coming out May 19th. It's self-published. It's a fantasy book. So this is book 3 to the Bloodwood saga. If you haven't read books 1 and 2, which I have, the covers are really fun. There will be spoilers for these 2 books. I suggest you do check these out. I listened to the audio for the previous 2, and I also bought the paperbacks. Shows how much I like them. They're really fun. The reason I didn't do this book on audio was because I received an e-arc from the author. In fact, I solicited an e-arc because I could not wait. And I was just like overjoyed when, my audacity paid off. So thank you so much for the early review copy. So, a resounding triumph of a fantasy finale blending action and heart, Demon's Ruin brings all the characters together to finally face off against the demon horde. What is this book about? Again, spoilers for books 1 and 2, so stop here. The Swathe faces its final stand, and it seems that history is doomed to repeat. In the wake of defeat, Monsoon now reigns over the Swathe, and both human and demon wait to join in battle for the final time. It now falls to the science of the Sixthborn to unify the Bloodwoods in solidarity, or else the world will face utter destruction at the hands of chaos and a new demon king. While insidious dreams try to lead them astray and the outcome of their bond remains undecided, Tarko and Cerisi must face cowardice and entrenched doubt as they fight for the Swathe's future. Even when an unlikely weapon and an even unlikelier ally rears their heads, the world must fight to come together in time to stand united. Together, Tarko and Cerisi must achieve the impossible and steal the fires of a demon king bent on revenge, and should they fail, all will succumb to chaos. I will miss the Swathe now that I'm finished. This entire trilogy was so much fun, each one dealing with a different aspect of the world, giving us a fully fleshed out setting that has history and purpose. I love a matriarchy, and especially one that feels realistic. While the women didn't fight against themselves as much as male heads of state seem to in our reality, the leader of each city also has to consider their own people as well as the Swathe as a whole, so the political issues were interesting and they made sense. Likewise, each city has its own culture and even social system, like some don't have the blood laws that affect the characters in these novels, which makes them feel like separate entities coming together for a sole purpose. And we also get to finally visit an area mentioned in the first 2 but never really delved into this book, which was really, really fun. And we get a lot of info on Kyraxa, who was mentioned a lot in books 1 and 2, but before now had kind of remained a sort of shadowy figure. So this book really brings everything together. Like stuff that was mentioned in books 1 and 2 that I kind of thought were just like, passing history just to add depth to the story, actually has like a real purpose in book 3. So I thought that was really well done. And also in terms of world building, who doesn't love giant hummingbirds you can ride into battle and which impale people on their beaks? It's amazing. The action scenes were such a blast. They're very long, but they never got tiring. It just kind of allowed us to see the event at the fullest from kind of different perspectives. There's air battles, ground battles, magic battles, and hand-to-hand combat. My favorite battle was one my girl Estorel features in, which I thought was so much fun because she's the best. She's such a badass. Speaking of her, what's great about this series is how it spends a lot of time, obviously, with Tarko and Cerisi, because they are the main characters, but with the other kind of major characters, they aren't shunted to the wayside. Some get more time than others, but everyone gets a moment to shine in this final part of the story. No one feels kind of forgotten because there's a lot of characters they kind of pick up along the way. Most importantly, Rawlish, the love interest, doesn't just turn into that role, as sometimes this happens, especially for women characters, when they become the love interest of the main character, that kind of becomes all that they are. But with this, no, she's given a real purpose in this book in particular, and she never stops being her own person with her own opinions and her own goals. Their love story felt earned, and it was very sweet, and I just really liked that there was no unnecessary drama between them. I thought that was really good. The real love story, of course, is between a man and his demon, though in this case, in a platonic sense. Cerisi is just a delight. She's less caustic in this book, so less outwardly funny, but she still has some great lines. But she and Tarko are, of course, best buddies now, and it's just so fun to see how their relationship developed and changed and how her opinions changed, and it was such a well done dynamic, and I just really, really liked it. I'm also a sucker for demon possession stories, but this is a favorite of mine. I just really love Cerisi. She's great. And my real favorite character, though, of course, is Red Eye, my grouchy wizard book boyfriend. Despite him being my boyfriend, I really enjoy the character arc that he was given. I have more on that in the spoilers. You didn't need to do that, but you did, and I loved it. Thank you. The plot is quite minimal as a whole, but the small subplots worked well together to give the story some surprises and some fun developments. I honestly have no criticism. I loved this book. It's hefty. You know, the book, my ebook says it's like 650 pages, but I flew through it. I had to tell myself actually to stop and slow down because I didn't want to rush. I mean, this book put me quite far behind in my reading TBR because of how big it was. But I had to know what happened to everybody, especially to my boy Red Eye. So yeah. Speaking of him, I have a few spoilers here to fangirl over, so I'm going to wrap up the review, though, by saying overall, if you've read the first two, you will enjoy this. It's a fantastic finale. Thank you again to Ben for not only answering me, but providing me with this ebook. I will be buying the paperback, obviously. Yeah, so into some spoilers. I love the ending. It was perfect. Okaran being the one to solve the Tarko and Cerisi can't stay fused together forever problem, albeit accidentally, and then finally getting killed was just perfect. And then the whole Nectra bomb and the demon dimension thing was just wild. I was not expecting that. I loved how it was a happily ever after too. Like a couple people died, but it was more of like a kind of a hopeful ending. It wasn't like a kind of grim, dark, sad ending. I just love that Cerisi, you know, started her new clan and then she and Tarko could still remain friends. I was like, oh. And her reaction to Tarko and Ralish having a baby was so cute. I was like, oh. I read that like 3 times. I'm also very happy for Tarko. He really is a great character who is endearing and fun. Like, he starts out a little bit immature and you're kind of like, do I like this guy? Like, I don't know. But then like the middle of book 1, he starts to like grow on you. And then I really liked him in this book. I thought he was great. He really has grown as a character and as a young man. I was so worried Ralish was going to die. I was like, no, don't kill her off. And you didn't, so I'm happy. But my boy, you brought him back just to kill him. Thanks a lot. But what a death. What a badass. I love Red Eye. And the whole unrequited love thing between him and Tarko's mom, and then him becoming like a stand-in father figure for Tarko was adorable, and it added some lightheartedness to the story, like throughout all the kind of serious bits, because this one is a bit heavier because it's just like back to back to back kind of fighting and escaping and all this stuff. In my heart, Red Eye survives somehow, and he got amnesia, and some dark-haired bog witch rescues him, and they live happily together. Anyway, my fanfiction thoughts aside, I also really liked the LGBTQ plus rep with Task and Calraxa. We didn't really get a lot of queer people in the trilogy, so that was kind of like icing on the cake. I was like, oh yay, there are queer people. I don't know if Task was like outed in book 2 or not. I can't remember, but either way, this one makes it more obvious, and so I was like, oh great, nice. I'm also very happy that Inwar didn't die. Of course you got to keep the animals alive. So yeah, if you couldn't tell, I had a real blast with these books. I've been reading them, I guess it's the 3rd year, because I'm pretty sure I listened to this one when it first came out, and then this one, or no, this is the 2nd one, and then yeah, I listened to this one again when it first came out, so so yeah, great, thanks.